morning. It's Saturday, April 8th, and you know many times I have ranted about the situation in this country with respect to gun control and gun violence. And I am vehemently against the carrying of weapons. I don't believe the population of the United States is mentally equipped to carry these weapons around all the time. So I'm basically against having guns and allowing people to have guns. And I can say, okay, if they want a pistol or two and they're going to go to the shooting range, that's okay. But when we start selling high-volume assault rifles, AR-15s or AK-15s or whatever that number is, we have made great mistakes. And the mass shooting counts in this country are ridiculous, and many of them are caused by having these high-volume guns. And the latest shooting in Tennessee that got a lot of attention was the school shooting at the Christian elementary school, where 3 staff members were killed and 3 children 9 years old were killed. And what does Tennessee do about this? You would think that if they had a logical brain in their heads, if the politicians, if the political leaders in Tennessee had a logical brain in their heads, they would be looking to produce some legislation that restricted the guns in Tennessee. But no, they went ahead to loosen the gun control, to change the rules somewhat so it can make it easier to get a gun. You could probably just walk into a store and buy any kind of thing you want. Nobody has a record of it. You're not checked. You're just going out there, and then you can methodically plan to kill a bunch of people just like that young lady did at the Christian school. Shot open the doors, went in and killed people. So why am I getting crazy about this? Because in addition to not doing anything about guns, in addition to expanding the freedom for gun owners, the Tennessee legislature has evicted 2 of their members. There was a rally outside the Tennessee legislature, protesters protesting the gun situation in Tennessee. So these are locals who come in front of the state legislature and protest. And what does the state legislature do? They expelled 2 of the 3 members in their group who participated in the rally or the protests outside with the citizens. And these 3 people were Democrats, and 2 of them were black. And guess who were the 2 that were expelled from the legislature? The blacks. Now, why didn't the Tennessee legislature expel all 3 members who participated in this rally? No, they go ahead and they show to the rest of the country basic racial discrimination because they select the 2 black legislators to be expelled. Now why? Why, if all 3 legislators were Democrats? I could understand maybe if the 2 blacks were Democrats and the other person was a Republican, maybe I would have some excuse in my mind to say, okay, it was a choice between the Republicans and Democrats. So these are 3 Democrats, and 2 of them were black, and the blacks got expelled. And the blacks were men, and the white person was a woman, plus some form of sexual discrimination. How does that look to the rest of the country? If that doesn't look like racial discrimination, I don't know what does. And why in the world would the legislature even consider expelling people who go out and stand with their constituents in agreement with the fact that their legislature is not doing their job? Isn't that what people are elected to do? A legislator, a congressman, a senator, the president, they're supposed to do what the people want them to do, not what their personal opinions are. So I look at the Tennessee state legislature and I say these people are not doing their jobs properly. They are not representing the majority of their people, because I am sure the majority of the people in Tennessee are not in favor of increasing the leniency in the gun violence situation. I think the people of Tennessee are like the people of the rest of the country. 60 or 70% of them don't want guns all over the place. But the legislators are kowtowing to a small group of lunatics who must carry their guns. Lunatics who are fed lies by the NRA. And I can't tell you how much money the NRA spends in order to keep guns on the street. And who knows how many people in the state legislature are on the payroll of the NRA and other gun organizations. And I don't even know. There may be a huge gun manufacturing company that has offices in Tennessee, and that's a factor also. But blatant racial discrimination in the middle of one of the most awful situations in this country. The legislature in Tennessee should be ashamed of themselves. And the people in Tennessee should rise up and vote these guys out of office as quickly as they can. Because how in your right mind can you show racial discrimination on top of a horrendous crime? That just shows you how politicians in this country have total disregard for the feelings of the majority of the people. The majority of the people do not want these gun policies that exist in this country. They exist in these states. And I'm not even sure that the states have the majority to keep these guns in situations that they are in. But racial discrimination on top of it, that doesn't surprise me, because we are a severely divided country. And this part of the world, Tennessee I'm talking about, is probably in favor of a white Christian country. Certainly the actions of the legislature indicated that. So I'm going to leave you with those facts this morning and think about how awful it is that in parts of this country we have gun violence running rampant and racial discrimination comes right to the surface. Right to the surface. It's a disgrace. And the rest of the world is probably laughing at us or pitying us. We are a pitiful country right now. Have a great day.